My open letter to Mrs. Elizabeth Twitty, duped by white-collar criminals of the Dutch Kingdom and Aruba. The Hague, the Netherlands, 1st of August 2008. Dear Mrs. Beth, I am Carlos Severino Tromp, the builder, owner and writer of the Dutch website www.koninginnlwatismensenrechten.com, and I want to apologize through this letter for the injustice the Ministry of Justice of Aruba, under the auspices of the Dutch Kingdom, has done to you, because injustice is not justice. There, on my island of birth, Aruba, is alas no justice. I understand your pain and meekness as a human being and mother of Natalie Holloway. I must express my support for you, because the government of Prime Minister Nelson Orlando Oduber is corrupt. Rudy Cruz, Marisol Lopez-Tromp, Nilo Swan, Ramon Lee, Frido Cruz, Edison Briesen. The 11 members of parliament are puppets who protect corruption and crimes against human rights. It does not matter if there is or not a governor, though. This gentleman is blind, deaf and mute concerning the corruption of his former political party, MEP, who has tainted the populace with corruption. The Public Prosecuting Agency of Aruba, Havenstraat 2, Oranjestad, Aruba, is a political organization and corrupt. Together with the Communal Court of the Netherlands Antilles and Aruba, it has degenerated into tyranny. The Crown Civil Servants, Public Prosecutors General, Dirty Hands, Teresa Diana Cruz Fernandez, Pedra, the monster of injustice, Mr. Olivia A. Lugo, who on a daily basis violates human rights, together with colleagues, have perfected and legalized corruption there with the blessing of the corrupt Minister of Justice, Rudy Cruz. If you accused me, I accused you too, for whom the Netherlands takes a bow. The now former Commissary of Police and Inspector, Gerald Dompig, has thoroughly beaten the monster Lugo up. This incident, as usual, was covered up by the authorities of justice of the Dutch Kingdom, who are not to be trusted, because they are white-collar criminals and falsify documents, commit forgery, manipulate the law, maltreat people, play blind, deaf and mute, sustain class justice, discriminate, and a lot more devious things against human rights, with the cooperation of many corrupt Dutch and Aruba lawyers, so that justice there, in fact, has degenerated into class justice and tyranny. This is the reason that Natalie Holloway has become missing, and Joran van der Sloot is untouchable within that low-life banana republic of the Netherlands. Joran would have become a persona non grata. I have to laugh at this. This is only a smoke curtain from Rudy Cruz, the corrupt one, who is sitting on the post of the Secretary of Justice. The sad thing of all these events is that the head of state, Queen Beatrix, and the cabinet Balkenende preach worldwide the fight against corruption and the respecting of human rights, but in fact close their eyes to corruption and violations of human rights within the kingdom, especially on Aruba and the Antilles. But it is understandable that dirty hands cannot clean dirty hands, and if Satan rises against Satan, he is fighting against himself and destroys his own kingdom. Prime Minister Balkenende helps corruption to fool the Aruba people with a crooked report of the IMF that the economy of Aruba is sound. While Aruba has 120,000 inhabitants and a national debt of 2.2 billion guilders, while 80% of the populace has fallen into poverty. He must be totally incompetent and has no feelings or be ashamed of his lies. The Netherlands is entitled as being number 7 on the list of corrupt countries in the world. International Transparency Reports of Berlin. You know, bad trees do not give good fruit. Ask the witnesses. Former EU Member of Parliament, Mr. Frits Bolkestein, and the 2 Dutch Second Chamber Members of Parliament, Mrs. Hero Brinkman and Geert Wilders, whom are not blind, deaf and mute, and have called Aruba and the Antilles corrupt, a litter of robbers and a den of thieves. Believe me or not, but I speak and write what I can prove. And if you want to know more, visit www.onrecht.biz, www.koninginnlwatismensenrechten.com, and soon www.arubainjustice.com and www.dutchkingdomclassjustice.info. By YouTube, codeword Trump 13 Carlos. My open letter to the Queen of the Netherlands. On Google, codeword Carlos Severino Tromp in the Dutch and English languages, so that you can get an impression of the total injustice that has manifested itself on Aruba. I use the Natalie Holloway case because you are duped too, and justice in the kingdom has lost it. United justice shall vanquish. With kind personal regards, Carlos Severino Tromp.